Welcome to another episode of Worst Case Scenario Grab. Megan and I were walking through the remote roads and mountains through Laos, which in itself is a pretty worst case scenario situation anyway. We had very little food, we had to carry a lot of water, we're going up steep inclines and down. It was extremely difficult. My legs were burning on fire. Just wanted to like scream in pain, but all of my energy was going into keeping myself moving. I was literally melting away from sweat. There was multiple landslides and rocks falling down the mountains. I was terrified that we were gonna have a rock just drop on our head. It was like that scene in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he's running away from the boulder and they're coming down the hill. That's what I was totally thinking was gonna happen. It happened in my head multiple times, so it pretty much happened in real life. I mean, I'm Indiana Jones. Also, I almost killed Megan. We had 3 river crossings in one day. One was a huge, massive, it was a puddle of mud, and the mud was like this deep, extremely deep. I just kept going because I just couldn't be bothered waiting, and I just kept going. I forget that Megan doesn't have experience with the outdoors. She got trapped in the mud. She pretty much drowned. She drowned in the mud all the way up to her waist, was really struggling, and I wasn't there to help. She was just dying in a field of muddy goodness. I'm sure her legs are extremely exfoliated and look beautiful, but she almost died to have to get it. But it's a good experience, so maybe she'll thank me in the long run. I'm really sorry, Megan. I'll never leave you in the mud again to drown like quicksand, like the never-ending story. And the horse. My god, that's bloody devastating. When we got to the villages where we had to spend the night, there were no bathrooms. There's a little tap in the center of the village. Everyone, that's where they get their cooking water, their cleaning water, that's where they bathe. We had to go there with our clothes on and wash with clothes on. All the women of the village have sarongs, so they wrap a sarong around them, and we had to learn how to wash while wearing a sarong. It was so difficult, and because we're the only white people in the village, everyone's watching us bathe. Everyone. And these little children are running around like following us around the village, and we kept asking, food, can we get some food? Yeah, rice. Yeah, you can get a cup of rice and an egg. Okay. Cup of rice and an egg. I've just been hiking for 26 kilometers, carrying about 15 kilos on my back, up a mountain to 1,500 meters above sea level, but cup of rice and an egg, that'll do. Wasn't even hungry anyway. I was so hungry. Oh my gosh. The next day I was feeling quite sore all over my body. We were really going to the remote wilderness at this stage, and we actually had to camp on a mountain with no one around. On our way there, we stopped at a camp where these people were working on the road, and this lady just came over and gave us food, like a miracle woman. Came and gave us a cup of rice and an egg. But she also had a bowl of goat's meat, cubed goat's meat. I'm not gonna say no to that. So I had 4 cubes of goat's meat, and it was pretty bloody delicious. Body's still aching, I'm ravenous, like so hungry. So what happens the next day? Next day we make it to the village. I'm like, oh, I'm still so hungry. Go to have a shower in a hut with a bucket, and I'm bleeding. And I was like, what? There's leeches in my groin. Someone's come and stabbed me. No, my period had come an entire week early. So I'm literally at the weakest I've probably ever been. I haven't eaten much food for 4 days, and I have literally 4 cubes of goat's meat, and that's enough for my body to be like, oh, that's enough iron. I'm gonna bleed everywhere now. Yep. Looked in my bag and I was like, well, I wasn't prepared for this. I have 3 tampons for 3 days. Can't ration that out. I'm gonna get bloody toxic shock syndrome and my legs are gonna be amputated. God, it just sucks being a girl sometimes. Seriously, do you think any male hikers would have to deal with this? No, they wouldn't. I'm grumpy, I'm uncomfortable, I'm starving, oh man. And I had my period in the middle of village town with no proper sewage system, and we're in a situation where you have to carry out all of your rubbish because there's no bins, there's no waste disposal. Guess who had to carry their bloody stuff around? Gab did. Great, now I'm gonna attract all the tigers to come and nibble on us in the middle of the night, but tigers didn't come because we've killed all of them because humans suck. Being a girl is the best, but also it's the worst. Bloody hell.